So we're here at the SID Display Week, and who are you?
I'm very active in the displays industry. I've been from the almost very beginning, past president, very functionally engineering 40 patents, formed a couple of companies. My last company was Tannas Electronic Displays Inc. for resizing liquid crystal displays. I literally cut a display and resealed it, and it preserved all of its original functions. I first did that in 1999 and have over 40 patents now.
Let's stand right over here. So you say you can take an LCD display and resize it?
Yes, I can, and no one thought it could be done.
So how does that work? Because is it just a bunch of liquid and you just...
The liquid is so thin that it doesn't move. So it's 5 microns thick, and when you cut it, it just stays there, and
it doesn't care where it is, right?
Doesn't care where. Well, it does care. It stays right where it is, and all of the functionality is preserved. So,
but an LCD has so many layers, right?
It does.
And some of the layers you can't resize, or you can resize all of them.
No, the LCD material is a sandwich in all the circuitry between two pieces of glass. So you cut both pieces of glass, break it, reseal it by a technique that was you press, put on the sealant, and then release, and used in avionics, and so it's been used now for 18 years, and avionics was the first use, and then now there's a bigger use for custom sizes for signage as well as avionics.
So why is it a bigger deal in avionics?
Well, it fits a unique point. The manufacturers of liquid crystal displays have multi-million-dollar factories, and they have to make displays by the 150,000 a month is an order. And my customers only wanted 10 or 20. So resizing an existing high-performance display was a real solution.
High-performance display?
All of them. The liquid crystal now today has to be considered the highest function display in terms of resolution and performance and light. Very, very functional kind of way to present an image.
But when you resize an image, an LCD, you lose resolution, or?
No. Indirectly, you lose the number of lines, but you don't change any of the original parameters. So after resizing it, the display is smaller, there's fewer pixels, but the performance is the same as the original warranty performance.
And so, how about all these other inventions you've done? What kind of things have you worked on?
Other things include matrix addressing of a display. I have a very early patent on how to matrix address a display called the 1/3 Select. I taught classes for 20 years at UCLA Extension on displays. That started in 1980, so I've been fundamentally very active in the industry for all my life.
So how do you take an idea or an invention and make it into mass production? What's the challenge? Or what's the adventure of this industry?
Well, it depends. In the case of liquid crystal resizing, the volume was always low, so it was kind of a handheld process. It didn't justify, the volume was so low, it didn't justify automated machinery, but it had the flexibility of doing one size one day and another size the next day. So now they're ending up being used in buses and train stations where special sizes are needed for over doors and in unique places where a normal standard size won't fit.
And there's also going to be a booth here, a Pixel Scientific booth, right? So what is a Pixel Scientific?
I sold the company 2 years ago to Dick McCartney, and he moved it to Scotts Valley and changed the name to Pixel Scientific, and is doing very well, resizing custom-sized liquid crystal displays, a very unique but highly sought-after capability in making custom sizes.
Any size people want, any shape or no?
Shape had to be, you could not do a negative cut, so to speak. It had to be round or rectangular or octagonal. You could cut corners off, but you couldn't make wedges into it. You couldn't go inside.
Because one of the layers of the LCD needs to address every corner of the display?
You had to save two sides where the X and Y addressing electronics are mounted. But you could cut away those two sides and cut off the corner.
So are there many great friends around here at the SID conference? Are there many interesting things happening in the display world, right?
Oh yes. So the new big venture is in OLEDs. So the OLED display has higher performance than the famous liquid crystal, but it costs more money and has a shorter life. So the higher performance costs more money, shorter life versus the liquid crystal, which has been a fundamental breakthrough going back to 1980, and it has changed the face of the earth in electronic displays. The liquid crystals have replaced a 100-year-old cathode ray tube and are now used in all kinds of portable devices. But the OLED, which is more complicated but higher performing light emitting technology, is used in unique things like cell phones for virtual reality displays and higher resolution, wider color gamut applications.
Do you have an OLED TV?
I have a liquid crystal television, and I probably wouldn't buy an OLED, even though it's better performer. It's more money and a shorter life. So the economics of that maybe are such that the liquid crystal still wins.
It will be interesting to see what happens in the coming year, right? Maybe the OLED TVs are going to go down in price, hopefully.
Yes, it really is going to be interesting. The Chinese are going into OLEDs in a big way, and they may bring down the manufacturing cost and change planet Earth in terms of the fundamental display.
Because right now, all of them are coming from LG only, right?
LCD is the leading technology, but OLEDs are the technology that still has this promise, a little better performance, but a higher price, so you take your choice right now.